Today we'll be listening to the story of a man who saw the face of an angel. The characters in this story are Pastor Strategic, the influencer, compliance, thinker, vigilant, and the old man. There was a meeting in a small church during the Wednesday service. The church runs with about 35 people. Most of them are young people between the ages of 16 and 45. Scene 1, preparing the church.
Hello, my brothers and sisters. You know the holiday season is around the corner. I want our church to get involved in our community. It is time for our community to know that we are here to help and assist them in anything we can do. I have made some flyers for you all to pass out through the neighborhood to invite them to church.
Yes, indeed, Pastor Strategic. We love people, but sometimes we do not take a moment to go out and introduce ourselves and our ministries to them. Let's have in mind that people usually don't come to church unless they are invited to a special service or celebration.
Remember, this is a way how we serve God. By doing this simple exercise, passing out 200 flyers at least, let's bear in mind sometimes the weather is not on our side, but still, we want to make the effort to do it. This coming Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning will be a good day to do it. We are doing this to let people know we are here with open arms and open doors.
I love that idea, Pastor, but isn't it a bit too cold outside? Yeah, you can switch today or maybe when it gets a little warmer.
That would be good, but the weather could be on our side as well. For most people might be in their homes. And anyway, a little sacrifice on our part can show them of the love we have for God and our community.
A young lady in the back of the crowd changes the atmosphere by his comment.
I'll go. I don't mind the weather.
Okay, if she goes, I'll go too.
Altogether, 12 people volunteered. Most of them were young men and young women in total, and that their willingness to pass flyers. Scene 2, getting ready to go out. The day came, it was cold and wind blowing. All 12 people made it as planned. They went in 2 by 2. Each couple took a block around the church to pass out flyers.
Okay, let's meet back here when we're all done with the flyers. Finally, we passed out all the flyers. Hopefully someone will show up to church so our effort can pay off. Let's get out of this weather. Wait, where are the other 2 at?
After 1 hour, they finished with their flyers, but were missing 2 more people, Vigilant and Thinker. Scene 3, the experience, the face of an angel. Still in the neighborhood, Vigilant and Thinker approached the last house on the block.
Okay, this is my last flyer, and I want to make this one count. I'm going to give this one out with a special note, for this is what I feel in my heart I must do.
She walks up to the last house on the block, knocks on the door, but no answer.
Okay, Vigilant, you should go and knock again. I'm not good with talking to others. If they don't answer, let's just go. We gave all our flyers out already. We have done our job, right?
Still no one responded, but Vigilant was determined to wait until someone answered the door. After waiting for a while, she said,
If no one answers, we go back to the group. They probably are waiting for us.
She knocks on the door one last time with all her might. Inside the house, an old man from his room sat and quietly walks out to see who was at the door.
Hello, who's there?
Hi there, sir. I'm sorry to bother you. This is my last flyer, and I wanted to make this one very special and important to me. I don't know what it is, but something told me not to skip this house and wait regardless.
The man grabbed the flyer.
Thank you, young lady. I appreciate it.
And that man closes the door.
Did you see that? We're glad that we waited a little longer until someone responded.
Scene 4 at the church. Testimonies of time. The next morning at church during the testimony time, the church was full of people. There stood the old man ready to give his testimony.
Yesterday afternoon, I saw an angel of God. For quite some time now, I have been depressed and thought there was nothing else for me in this world. I was determined to take my own life yesterday. Then I heard a loud knock on my door. I thought to myself, before I go through with this, at least I want to know who was at my door. When I opened my front door, I saw an angel standing there in front of me. I couldn't believe if God was telling me something, but this angel saved my life.
A young person sitting somewhere in the middle of the congregation turned around already with tears in their eyes to find that the old man who was given the last flyer was the one giving his testimony. The old man did not recognize the person at first until they locked eyes and smiled at one another.
Yes, my friends, I was the one who God used to deliver the last flyer as the touching moment for this special individual.
Yes, indeed, that experience served as the connecting point for this man's life and ours. This man saw an angel sent by God to interfere in his life, for this man was feeling disconnected with everyone in this world, including family members and society. From now on, I will turn to God and promise to come here, for this is the place God has connected me with. I thank God that He uses different ways to talk to people. If it wasn't for this young lady who stood at my door at the proper and perfect time, I would not be here. Like this man, there are many people around us who are living lonely lives and are desperately waiting for someone to keep them company. When they feel they have no one, they may turn to drugs, bad habits, or perhaps suicide. We will never know who is by our side or how they are unless we take the initiative and go to the rescue of their souls. For remember, souls are precious to the Lord. It must also be valuable to us. All souls must also remember that Christ has made our salvation possible, and you will never again find yourself alone, helpless, or disconnected. There is a beautiful family which is called the family of faith, that is, the church, to which you can belong.
Something to think about is, what is the natural condition of the soul? First, the soul is dead in trespasses and sins. Since all human beings are descendants of Adam and Eve, we have inherited spiritual death. That is, man is born spiritually dead because he's born in sin. He's born a sinner. The Bible says in Romans 5:12, "Therefore, as through one man sin entered into the world, and death through sin, so death passed on to all men, because all have sinned." And also in Ephesians 2:1, "And he gave life to you when you were dead in your trespasses and sins." The second thing to think about is the soul is separated from God. Since man is born a sinner, he sins. And since he sins, he is condemned to live far from the holy God. And that's a dangerous risk that we do not want to take. Look what the Bible says in Psalms 51:5. "Behold, I have been formed in iniquity, and my mother conceived me in sin." And likewise Romans 3:23, "For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God."
Let's all pray together to thank God for He reached someone who needed His love, and God sent this man to us someone who we have the privilege to love, help, and take in our family.